Thomas took the railway inspector all around the island, around bends and through junctions. All the time he was worried about being on time. Must be on time, must be on time, he puffed. He didn't want the Fat Control to be cross with him. Finally, they came to the last stop of the tour, Wellsworth Station. "Everyone out," he said. "Hurry up, hurry up." Then Thomas had to wait again as the tour started around Wellsworth goods yard. Thomas was now worried even more. "I'll never be really useful if we don't hurry up," Thomas wished. "Please, back on board." Then Lisa arrived. She had come to pick up the ice cream for Thomas's party. She could see that Thomas looked very upset and worried. "Hello, Thomas. You look worried. What's the matter?" Thomas told Lisa all about the railway inspector and all about this past adventures the cart had told him about. "Why, that's a wonderful job," wished Lisa kindly. "No, it's not. It's horrible," Thomas said sadly. Lisa could see that Thomas was now very upset. "What's the matter, Thomas?" she asked. "Why are you so upset?" "All he's writing about is all the mistakes I've made in the past. I'm worried that if the Fat Controller finds out, he'll think I'm not useful and send me to the scrapyard." "Look, Thomas," said Lisa, "I'm sure that's not going to happen to you." But she could see that Thomas looked upset, sad and scared. "Maybe, but what am I going to tell Percy?" But the two engines didn't know that Percy had been spying on them. He was trying to think of a next delay plan to stop Thomas so that he won't go to the scrapyard. "There he is," he thought to himself. "If I go to Marin Station and pick up the trucks, I'll push him up Gordon's Hill and then I'll cause a big blockage. But I better act fast." Percy raced down to Marin Station yards, where he saw a long line of trucks waiting to be shunted. "Haven't got time to shunt them. I've got to Mammon. It's nearly 4 o'clock. And Percy reversed back quickly and ran into the trucks, and he set off over Gordon's Hill. And when he reached the top, the trucks broke free and they rolled towards the station. "What's going on up there?" wondered Thomas. He listened carefully and... "Uh-oh, what is it?" asked Lisa. Some runaway trucks are coming towards us." Lisa looked and gasped. "O-M-E!" she cried. The engines gasped as Percy's train came racing down the hill and crashed into the sidings. The two engines gasped in horror. Then Percy arrived. "Oh no!" he cried. The railway inspector was very cross and put a cross in his notebook. "We'll talk about this later," he said suddenly. Then the yard manager arrived. "Percy, you have caused confusion and delay. You've delayed all the trucks at Mayfreight yards, and now you've caused a big wreckage around here. Now you're going to have to stay here and clean up this mess." Percy felt worse than ever. "Oh no, it's all my fault. I shouldn't have tried to stop you, Thomas. I was afraid you might be gone to the scrapyard." "I'm afraid you're right, Percy," Thomas said sadly. "I am going to the scrapyard because now..." "Wait a minute. How did you know about this? How did you know I was going to be sent to the scrapyard?" "I heard the Fat Controller talking at the cafe. He said those ruinous things about you, your buffers, boiler and face, and I think it's going to replace you." Thomas was cross. "Percy, you idiot! Why didn't you tell me about this? I've been worried all day." "Come on, you two," said Lisa. "Stop this arguing. Thomas, you were scared to tell Percy that you were going to be sent to the scrapyard. And now look what you both got yourself into." Thomas knew that Lisa was right. He had been worried all day, but now he and Percy had let each other down. Now Thomas knew what he must do. "I'll stay here and help you, Percy. Lisa, will you go and tell the Fat Controller that I'm going to be a little bit late?" Lisa was surprised. "But then you won't be on time and you'll be sent to the scrapyard," said Lisa. "It doesn't matter," said Thomas. "Helping a friend is much more important. This might be my last trip," he said, "but I'm going to make sure Sodor is tidy just the way I came." "I understand, Thomas." Lisa coupled up to the ice cream vans and she set off back to Knapford Station. Thomas knew what he had to do now. Thomas collected John the crane, and soon they cleared up the mess. And next, they went to Mayfair yards, and the broken trucks would clear up the tracks. The railway inspector was very impressed and made lots of notes. By the time the mess was cleared, it was dark. Thomas and Percy puffed sadly back to Knapford. They were now worried about what the Fat Controller might say. When they pulled into the station, the Fat Controller was there. He was pretending, trying to look cross. "What time do you call this, Thomas?" he said sternly. "I'm really sorry, sir," Thomas said sadly. "I try my best to get here on time." "Furthermore," said Mr. Carruthers, "I think I've seen enough to know how things work around here on the island of Sodor." "You mean you're ready to tell us how we've done?" asked the Fat Controller. "I certainly am," said Mr. Carruthers. "As far as I can see, poor Thomas couldn't take any more. It's not the Fat Controller's fault. He is the best controller ever. It's all my fault. All I've done is mess up. And those stories you two have told him, McQueen and Sally, just shows what a really useless engine I am." "Please don't scrap Thomas, sir," protested Percy. "He doesn't mean to be late and cause trouble in the past." "What are you two talking about?" asked the Fat Controller. "This railway wouldn't be popular without you two. Remember when Gordon and Henry are ill? We don't have any engines available to pull the express, but you two pulled it together with Duck." It was hard work at first, but Thomas, Percy and Duck managed to pull the train. They thought they'll never be able to make it to Mammoth Station. And by the end of the day, all three engines had proved that they could pull any heavy train. "See? You two are two of the best engines the railway could ever have, and it doesn't matter what it says on Mr. Carruthers' report. I'm proud to be your controller." "And Thomas," said Sally, "we weren't telling you misadventures because we want you to be scrapped. We were telling you misadventures because they're fun facts of the tour." "Absolutely," said Mr. Carruthers, "and I don't know what you lot are worried about. The island of Sodor has the very best railway I ever have the pleasure of inspecting. It's wonderful." Thomas was very relieved. "Oh, I'm glad we got that problem sorted out." "Not quite," said the Fat Controller. "I want you two to go to Knapford Sheds. We've got something for you two."